Hey everybody, Scott Stoller here. You may have just lost a loved one, maybe you inherited a home and you're dealing with that whole process of dealing with the estate. And like many people going through that situation, you could be wondering, how do I keep stress from influencing my decisions? Or how do I keep the stress of it all from overtaking my life? How do I see the light at the end of the tunnel and know that the end is near even when it all seems like it's just stuck and it's never ending? And this is just the way that life is right now. As people go through this, the stress affects them and they feel like this is just what life is like now. The happy memories just feel like they're in the distant past. And even 6 months, a year after losing a loved one, it could feel like the healing process is just beginning. So how do you create that light at the end of the tunnel so that you can push through and understand that this isn't how life is going to be forever? And how do you get to that new normal even quicker? Here's a few tricks that we'll share with you that one of my clients discovered and I've personally worked with for many years to see some really amazing benefits in my life. Journaling by far is the most transformative action that you can take. And let's get this straight. I know a lot of people have their own perceptions on journaling. So we're going to give you 5 topics when you sit there and you say, hey, I don't know what to talk about, or I don't want to write in there because if I just unload all my feelings, it just feels really negative and it doesn't actually feel like I helped or processed anything, which is exactly one of the problems that one of my clients was facing. They thought that journaling was just this whole, okay, well, you write down about your day. They thought it was like a diary when you're in junior high school and you're just talking about who you had a crush on or whatever people doing their diaries in junior high. So I would challenge you that instead of viewing your journal as a diary, view it as a living, breathing book. A book that's filled with magic that you can create your life through. And there's only 5 simple steps that you need to do through this. And a lot of them, Shakti Gaiwan actually points out in her book, Creative Visualization. And I know what you're thinking, just like most people think, well, how do you visualize in a journal? Isn't that all your imagination and things like that? No, there's actually a few ways that you can engage this so that you can find what works best for you. You can work with your mind in new ways and start to journal in ways that are actually meaningful and enjoyable for you. So number 1 is to just write. You can write about what you did good that day, what you're proud of yourself for. You can write about 5 things you're grateful for. Those are kind of the basics and the things that you can really start with if you don't know what else to do. If you can start this practice with just saying 5 things that you're grateful for every day and commit to do that for 30 days, you will make a change in the way that you perceive the world. And changing the way you perceive the world is the first step in healing. The second way that you could do this is to just doodle. Now, when you're doodling, it's not like drawing patterns around or tracing your hand or anything like that. I'm using the word doodle because these don't have to be Rembrandt level sketches. You don't need to be Picasso. You don't need to be Van Gogh. Anyone can do this. You can do it with stick figures and little scribbles. The point is that it represents an image to you. You don't need to communicate it with the world. You don't need to sell it for millions of dollars. You just need to be able to communicate that image with you. So what could this look like? One of these doodles could be an image of you, say if you wanted to go on a vacation. It could be you on that vacation. It could be an image of you on the airplane, an image of you packing your bag, an image of you enjoying a drink on the beach, whatever it may be on that vacation or climbing a mountain. All of these little images, it doesn't need to be long and drawn out. It can literally be a 5-minute sketch and it will start to change things for you. Now, the other way, again, is back to writing, and that's where you tell a story. You don't need to worry about a big, long, drawn-out story. Stories don't need to be long and drawn out to be effective. They can be very short as long as they have your emotions with it and they make you excited about it. Which means that a 3-sentence story about something that you want to achieve can be a lot more powerful than a 3-page story. The point is to get excited about it, get your emotions in there, and write it out. Tell a story of how you triumph, something that you're excited about, something that you want to do, something that you want to become or see in life. Now, the 4th way is to create a vision of someone else, someone that you know needs help, or someone that you've heard, like maybe you've heard one of your friends is going through a tough time. You can use this to make it easier for them. And one of the ways that you can do that is, let's say that you heard of a friend who's sick. and you start writing a story or creating an image of their well-being and their healing. You changing your perception can actually change the world in significant ways. Now, number 5 is a really cool trick that I learned that has to do with limiting beliefs. And I learned this from Alberto Villoldo when I was down in South America. When you think of these limiting beliefs, these are statements where if you have a thought that says, well, if I do this, then this happens. And they're not empowering statements. So it would be something like, if I don't make my car payment, then my car gets repossessed. Or it could be like, well, if I don't show up to work, then I'm not happy anyways. And the point is that when you take these if statements, they're if then. So you can take a statement that starts with, if I have this experience, then this happens. And then you think about that. What would you be the inverse of that that would be gratifying to you? And when you take that statement and you say, as I am, I am. So as I am blank, I am blank. So maybe you had that thing where like, if I don't make money, I can't pay my car payment. If I don't pay my car payment, then my car gets repossessed. And if that's your train of thought, you can actually use this to shift the way that you're thinking and change your perception. Because like we said, as you heal, your perceptions change. So you could work with this and even come up with something like, as I am enjoying my work, I am making more money. As I am making more money, I am paying my bills easily. And play around with it. Look at yourself in the mirror when you make these statements and see which ones you get excited about. The one that makes you super excited is the one that you want to focus on. And it's okay if you use this as your mantra for the next 30 days once you've discovered it. It will actually help implant it into your thought process so that you can utilize it and start to change your perceptions and speed up your healing. If you need help with this or you have struggles with those statements, reach out to me. I don't just help people sell their homes. I help people who have lost someone and feel overwhelmed by the process reclaim their lives. So if I can help you in this, feel free to reach out to me. Send me an email at sellitscott@kw.com or leave a question in the comments if you feel open to that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.